Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast and the series called High School Memories. My name is Erlis and I'll be your host today. So, without further ado, let's dive into today's episode and embark on a great journey together. Get ready to be engaged, entertained, and inspired. Today's topic will be about physical education and its importance in schools. And we'll start right off. So, can you tell me your names?
My name Diyar Berisha.
Very
I am ethnic Toplica.
great to meet you guys. So, alright, let's start. First question, I want to ask Ethnic. Ethnic, can you tell me what the primary objective of physical education in schools?
It's to develop motor skills, build stronger relationship within the students by having different activities such as sports and others.
Can you tell me what you understand with physical education?
Physical education is basically every type of activity that you do for fun, and that uses up energy, such as sports and other stuff.
Okay, that's good. What about you, Diard? How does physical education contribute to a student's overall well-being?
And mostly, physical education addresses mostly through the mental, emotional, and social aspects of the well-being throughout the school year through the students.
Okay. Um, do you know any students that are physically active in schools, outside schools, and can you mention them, what they do as sports?
So I do know this one friend, Nick. He mostly used to go in boxing and stuff. He's very active almost every day.
That's good. Ethnic, since you like fitness and you like going to the gym, you like boxing, how does physical education promote lifelong fitness habits?
Being physically active, after a while, at first it might be a pain. After a while, you're gonna get used to it. You're gonna like the feeling that it gives you. Everything about it will just make you feel more amazing. It will make you have a more productive day, and overall, you're gonna be more mentally stable and feel easier on your feet.
How long have you been training for?
I've done a bit of boxing. I've trained for like almost a year. A while ago, I've been going to the gym for the past 8 months now, and so far it's very good. And I also play basketball for fun with a few friends. Very nice.
What about you, DR? Do you have any interest in joining the gym? If you have not,
I have started using this gym. I forgot the name of it, but for the past 2 or 3 months, I have been going to the gym. Yeah,
do you like it? Do you enjoy working out?
yeah, the equipment and like almost everything to it is very enjoyable, and just made most of my life better.
That's very good. What strategies can physical education teachers use to engage students in training?
For me, it would be probably something competitive, like making someone who's actually good at the sport do something. Everyone else would probably feel more attracted to the sport and feel more competitive. You know, put yourself in a race with that specific person, which will improve your skills, will make you want to improve more and more every day.
Okay, but what about in academic success? How does physical education help with academic success?
Um, Sports will just give you a clearer mind, a calmer. Sports will just make you way more calm, and you will be more. It will be easier for you to concentrate in your studies. Also, sports do increase the production of brain cells.
Okay, that's very interesting. I've not known that. Okay, but DR, I have a question for you. In what ways does physical education promote teamwork and cooperation with students?
So mostly in like team sports such as like basketball, soccer is very important for students because it allows them to communicate with one another and mostly teamwork, which gives that skill for them to acquire, not just in sports, but also throughout life on their career or anything they want to be.
Okay. Can you tell me some sports which you like and has to do with a lot of cooperation?
So basketball is one of them. Like one of them could, whoever has the ball, one of them could like tell to move to the left or right, basically communicate to where the open spot.
Okay, that's nice. How about we move to the physical health benefits? Ethnic, what are the major health benefits associated with regular physical activity?
Um, it gives you overall lower blood pressure and lower cholesterol levels, more blood circulation, and your heart will just feel better and you will be healthier along the way in your life.
What's the connection between physical activity and bone density?
Moving around, especially in sports such as basketball, the sprinting and jumping will make your bones have higher density.
Talking about sprinting, can you tell me some other exercises which can help with cardiovascular health?
Swimming, cycling, and anything in that sort of way.
Is there any swimming or running or any of these competitions in your country available?
I'm not sure about that actually. I've never researched anything about that topic.
Okay, understandable. Diard, how does physical activity improve emotional health and mental health and emotional well-being?
So when playing sports or in physical education, it releases a type of endorphins, which also gives them to whoever's playing basketball or like any sport really, gives them the feelings of happiness and reduces their anxiety, depression, so on from that.
Okay, and how does physical activity help in sleep quality if it takes a lot of energy, if you lose calories? How does it help with sleep quality?
So physical education can help with a lot with sleep quality because it promotes better sleep, which also known as the sleep-wake cycles. With that, it reduces insomnia and mostly from getting tired, of course, of the time and sleep.
That's very smart. I like that. And Nick, since you like going to the gym, as I said, what are certain strategies on encouraging students to stay physically active outside of schools? Because of course, we see a lot of people who are obese. They have a lot of physical problems. How can we encourage them to go outside of school in physical activities?
For me, it would be just being around of more athletic people. Example, a friend who plays a certain sport or just works out, just being around them will influence you and help you achieve higher in anything you want to be good at. Sports, working out, anything. And if you have friends that are active, you can obviously ask them for advice and other stuff like that.
And is it true that physical activity helps with stress levels and management? Is it true that you have less stress when you do physical activity, or is it false?
It is. I think it is 100% true because when you get put into situation, example for basketball, if you get put in a tight situation, you have to think clearly and be quick about your decision making on what your next move should be. You should think. You should always think ahead of time, and that helps you in your daily life as well.
What are some sports that are really good with stress management, which don't require a lot of brain usage, for example, which is really uh, happy to play with?
Basketball is a very enjoyable sport. So is football. I'd also say ping pong. It's ping pong is quite easy. It doesn't take much energy, but you do need to be pretty quick on it if you're playing against someone who's actually good at the game. And my personal favorite is also boxing. It's a good way to relieve stress. There's something about hitting the bag. It's amazing.
Okay, and moving on to Diard, um, what are some strategies which uh, physical uh, physical teachers can use to make their students do more physical activity?
Teachers can promote teamwork, communication, empathy, and conflict resolution skills throughout the students so that they can also use that more into their life. Such as cooperative games for them to communicate more. Like, for example, if, say, a student was had a blindfold, he would have to use his teammates to tell him where he would move to in order to reach that spot.
So you're from America, right? What's the difference between the physical activities there and here in Kosovo?
Mostly in America, they mostly taught me and like most of the school for like how to cooperate with others. We didn't really do much sports like basketball and stuff. We mostly played like badminton, tennis. It was simple sports. And we also sometimes they would have to teach us like how I said earlier, the blindfold game and many other activities as well.
What are some sports that are really popular here, but they're not popular there, or sports that are popular there and not popular here?
So here in Kosovo, I've seen most people love football and stuff, but in America, they would mostly love rugby and basketball mostly.
Okay, and ethnic.
Yeah.
How does physical education contribute to students' overall happiness and satisfaction? How does it help with mental health?
There's this certain feeling about playing sports when you're with your friends. It helps build more, stronger bonds with each other. It just makes you very happy, makes you closer to your friends, and that just is a different kind of feeling of happiness.
And how does participation in team sports help with social awareness and development?
Because team-based sports help with teamwork, cooperation, and this just gets you closer to people overall.
Okay. And can you also discuss the importance of inclusive practices in physical education for promoting social inclusion?
Team sports promotes different stuff such as fairness and not excluding anybody, making the most out of everyone there is.
Okay, that's good. Diart, can you tell me anything about physical sports which we don't know? For example, can you explain to us the difference between rugby and American football and just classic football?
Mostly in rugby, I don't see it much played here in Kosovo, but rugby is very dangerous, but also very good in communication skills, such as communicating whether you should move left or right. So then after, mostly the skills you require for rugby is like catching the ball and just having as much stamina as you can. And that's pretty much how about rugby is. Classic football and just American football is pretty much the same thing as Kosovo here.
Talking about dangerous, because what are some common mental health challenges which people face during physical activities or in sports?
So between like when people are in sports, they could mostly, that person could be either feeling anxiety or massive stress levels or even depression, but depends on the sports, like which one they like to play, that can easily like fix it up, you know? It could help reduce the stress levels, can help like even your mind and focus more on your things in life.
And what role does physical education play in promoting healthy body weight and body composition?
Physical education just makes you more active, and by staying more active, you're also going to be healthier. And at some point, if you're actually getting into sports, like deep into sports, you're also going to want to watch your diet, which will make you obviously not be obese as some people are. It will make you less lazy, and you're going to have more energy throughout the day. Even though you're going to spend a lot of that energy into sports, you're still going to have way more energy and production than the average person who does not do sports.
So how does physical education empower students to take ownership of their own health?
Sports make you more addicted to feeling better about yourself. It just makes you way more healthy, and you feel when you're healthy, and have control of your own body, you feel more in control of your life altogether.
Oh, good. And can I take your thoughts on the sport of sumo? Because it's a sport, but people are obviously challenged in weight problems there. What are your thoughts on that?
Sumo is a sport where the weight plays a big difference on it. There's different sports like that. One example is powerlifting. Most people do not look very healthy who do powerlifting or sumo, but they're actually not that unhealthy since they are pretty active. They train in strength and they are that fat because they need the energy from the fat. Yeah, that's the point of sumo. Yeah, they're fat and big because they need the energy that the fat gives them.
So, and overall, is it a good sport or is it a waste of time?
It's an okay sport. If you like sumo, I would recommend something like wrestling, which is way better. It helps you be quicker. It helps you in your life as well, and it gives you a certain feeling of safety.
Okay, and what about the art? How does physical activity enhance cognitive function and academic performance? How can it help with school, for example?
So, if it could help with like your academic results, some sports can provide rewards. So, like for competitive results, like sporting and basketball or soccer, basically, they could give you medals, which in some schools could actually be beneficial, could help them, such as in scholarships, or could even reward them with many other rewards.
Okay, and Ethnic, can you explain the concept of endorphins and what is their role in mood regulation? What do they do?
Basically, when you're playing sport, the adrenaline rush and everything around the sport will release endorphins, which is a way to feel happiness. It's a sensation of happiness and will make you feel more positive about yourself when you're playing, obviously.
Can a lot of endorphins be harmful, or is it just good for your overall health?
It's not harmful. It's actually very good for your overall health. You're gonna feel more confident and happy and more positive. So you're obviously gonna be more clear of mind.
And can you tell me a few sports that really release endorphins? For example, I know one is, for example, American football because it's dangerous and they have to run around. But can you tell me a few more?
Personally, I think that's just a personal taste. Any sport can release endorphins as much as you like it. Depending on how much you like the sport, that's how much I think it will release.
And how does physical education play in enhancing students' motor skills?
It helps with throwing, catching, running around, because you know the sports need that to be for you to be able to play them.
And what does that benefit us? For example, throwing, catching, what does that benefit us?
Uh, I'd say I wouldn't probably know what throwing or catching benefit us besides the fact that it can increase your reflexes, but running is a good way to be healthier overall because you know you can use it in your daily life and you can have more energy.
Okay, and the art, you haven't talked much. Can you tell me how physical education align with broader educational goals and outcomes? How does it help with more thinking and help us in our day-to-day lives?
So basically, most sports in the world can help your mind, especially with the brain cells, can add more brain cells and give you faster thinking. So even though it's mostly cooperative, like faster thinking and the strategies of the game, it can also be helpful for faster thinking and basically the academics of the school.
What can you add for physical education that we haven't talked about? What is there some things that you would like to add? For example, how does physical education contribute with promoting positive body image and a self-esteem? How does physical sports help that?
Physical sports make you, obviously, you have to be active when you're doing sports. So, being active gives you a better body shape, helps you lose weight and lose the fat around your body, which will increase your confidence and self esteem. You will feel better about yourself and overall easier in your own skin.
Do you think people should put more time in sports or should they focus on other hobbies?
I think everyone should put at least a bit of time in sports. It makes you feel absolutely amazing. Everything about sports is nice. There's no downsides besides the fact that you have to put in time and dedication into it.
Okay, and how does how does physical activity encourage students and encourage collaboration and peer support amongst friends?
Engaging in physical activities together fosters a sense of belonging, mutual support. It makes them more feel comfortable in their area. It more feels like family to them, you know?
Okay, and do you know anyone that plays sports that is a professional athlete or anything like that?
I really don't know any like professional athletes that are really good, but I do know some friends that are like decent, not half bad, but not also, you know what I mean? So like in America, for example, I had this one friend who used to play badminton all the time. He wasn't really that good at the game, but either way, we mostly had fun, and that's what mostly made us.
Okay, and what about esports? What are your thoughts on esports? Is it uh, other? Is it like a plan B for sports, or is it just a waste of time?
It isn't really. I wouldn't recommend it because it's simpler, because more simpler than real life, and the human body requires to be active at least a little bit of the day. So, also very competitive than the real game. So, obviously more anger issues with others too.
What about you? What are your thoughts on esports and people choosing that instead of real sports?
I think esports is a good way to waste time. Example, you're bored, tired, waiting for something, you can play esports. But I don't think anyone should ever replace actual sports, such as football or rugby or even running, with esports. It's just a way to be lazy and have fun at home. That's why I think they were invented in the first place.
So, what's the impact of esports in our day-to-day lives or in just people? Does it encourage with body fat, with obesity? Is it a good thing or can it be catastrophic?
I know a lot of people who are afraid to do sports in real life, so they go to esports. So because nobody sees them, and I think that's very bad. I think that the wall you have to cross to actually get into playing sports is a big part of advancing as a human being, as a person on its own. Uh, it's a big part of life. It helps you do better later on in everything, because once you get over that first wall into getting sports, everything else is going to be a breeze. Obviously, you're going to need to put in work and work, but in the end of the day, you're going to get better at what you like, you're going to feel better about yourself, and everything is just less stressful.
Okay. What about you? What are your thoughts? Do you think that esports encourages body fat, diabetes, for example? Does it encourage body positivity, or just is it can it be catastrophic for the people playing it?
I wouldn't say it's much of a big problem in this society, although, like I said earlier, I wouldn't really recommend it again because it'd be more suitable for it to be more active. And playing that all the time can maybe get you like an idea of how to play it, which could also help with real life, but also not as well as good as for you.
Okay, so to top it all off, does any of you have anything else to add?
No, personally, I don't have anything else to add.
What about you?
I don't think so.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining on this episode of High School Memories. This was an amazing journey for all of us. And until the next time, take care.